Hi everyone. I had a number of people recently ask about the setup that we use to live stream Redeemer Church, Chesley Street on Sunday. Because we had a stream which involved transitions between images, pre-recorded video, worship with song words with the live feed overlaid, and a sermon, and it was all managed live and recorded live and then streamed to Facebook. So I wanted to go through how we did that and share it with people, because at the moment a lot of churches, well, we're all going through the same thing, which is isolation and quarantine, meaning that we can't meet in person. So we're all looking to online solutions to try and bridge the gap and to find a way of meeting and building community on Sunday. So we want to share how we did it, and hopefully that will be of some help to you. So to manage the stream, we use some software called OBS, which is free desktop software that lets you switch between pre-configured scenes. So a scene might be a webcam, for instance, and another one might be a pre-recorded video. Another one might be sharing a desktop or just a window of an application. And you can change between these scenes live, and everything gets streamed to a service that you choose. So it supports all the major streaming services, including Facebook Live and YouTube. So we use Facebook Live because it was much easier to get started and much less restrictive than YouTube. We found that when we created a YouTube account, but because it was brand new, we couldn't upload large videos and we couldn't embed live streams. Whereas Facebook, it was really easy to get started. And when it came to, we wanted to embed the stream on another website, and that was easy to do. So in this tutorial, I'll be using Facebook Live, but most of this tutorial will be relevant if you use something else, because I'm mainly just going through OBS. So first of all, go to the OBS website, where you'll find that you can download it for either Windows, Mac OS or Linux, so everything's covered. So when you open up OBS, you'll see down here you have something called scenes. So think of a scene like a camera. It's a different view. So here I've got one scene set up which is capturing the desktop, and I've got another scene which is just a static image. And if I click between them, imagine this is being streamed live. This is what people would see. People would see in real time me changing between these scenes. So you've got the scenes there. On here, you've got sources. So each scene, you can add any number of sources. And so you can mix and match different things. So here we've got, it's capturing the display, but it's also got an audio source, which is me talking. So that's why you can see this happening in the audio mixer. So you could maybe add an image on top of this. You can basically compile lots of different things together to make one scene. Here we've got the audio mixer, so everything that you can enable multiple audio streams at once. Each scene you can have a different configuration of audio inputs, and obviously you can see what's going on here. You can mute and unmute them and do some extra configuration. Here you've got scene transitions, which is fairly self-explanatory in that you can choose how the scenes transition when you click. So here I've just changed to cut, so it cuts between them rather than fading. And here you've got the settings that enable you to start streaming, record, studio mode. You've got settings, lots to play around with in here, but we won't go into too much detail. You can discover that for yourself. Okay, so let's say we go over to Facebook and we want to start a new live stream. Go to a page or something like that, click on live. There we go, there's me. Instead of using the camera, we're going to click connect. And here it will say connect your live stream to the live API. Again, every streaming service will have a different way of doing this, but it will all be basically the same. So they'll have a stream key or something like that that you'll need to copy into OBS to allow your software to connect to the streaming API. So here you click use a persistent stream key, because then you don't have to keep changing it every time you do a live a live stream. You copy this, then in OBS, you want to go to settings and stream, and then you choose your service from here. If you click show all, you'll see all of them. There are a lot, but the biggest ones are listed here already. So we're using Facebook Live. Just leave server as default, and then you paste the stream key into here and click OK. So now if we just start streaming, you'll see it shows some information down here about drop frames, how long you've been live. We could also start recording locally. It shows CPU usage and number of frames, that sort of thing. Now if we switch back to the browser, you'll see that it's picked up the video stream. I haven't done anything. It's just, I haven't done anything else on Facebook. It's just because you started streaming in OBS that it's picking it up. And then we're actually ready to go live after filling in this information here, etc. We can go live, and then everything that we do in OBS will be sent to Facebook Live. So that's dead simple. The main thing is getting used to OBS, how it works, how you set up different scenes, how you might want to achieve different effects and things like that. So we'll just go through a few examples. I'll set up the scenes that we use on a Sunday as an example. So the first thing that we did is that we set up the stream 30 minutes early, and we just had an image here saying that our meeting is going to start at 10:30. So for that, we just had this image, added some text saying something like, "Welcome to Redeemer Church, Chesley Street." Let's make it big. Okay. Now what you see in the sources here, we've got two things now. We have the image, but we also have the welcome text, and the order matters. So at the moment, the text is now behind the image, and what happens is if you move it down, you won't see it. So everything above appears on top. So you can move things around like this, just click and drag, or you can transform, center vertically, center horizontally. It's not the prettiest. You could probably work on that, but you get the general idea. You can add as many text sections as you want, and you can obviously change the font and everything like that. So that was the first thing we had. Then the next thing we had was 10 minutes before the meeting started, we had a countdown video. So I just went online, got a public domain countdown video. So let's create a new scene, which is countdown video. So I should say, when we started the stream, we clicked start streaming, and we had it on this scene, and we just left it for 20 minutes or so. And then when it got to 10:20, we started our countdown video. So to do that, go to media source and creating a new source. Choose the file. And then after adding it, you'll see that it's not the right size because the video is a different size to the streaming size that we have, the streaming dimensions. But that's fine. You can just go to transform, and then you have various options, but we'll go with fit to screen. So that fits nicely there. This video doesn't have any audio with it. You can see that there in the audio mixer section, it has countdown, which is the name of our media source, and there's nothing there. It's not showing anything. So what we did was we added a song to go alongside it so that it was a bit more interesting. And to do that, we add another media source. And the song was called Glory. And so I added the song, and then we looped it because the song wasn't as long as the video. And so there we go. The song is now playing and you can see that it's appearing in here. So people watching this stream will now be seeing the video and hearing the music play together. So the next thing we did was we had a webcam set up, which was used for both the worship and for the preaching. So to set up a webcam, create a new scene. And then in the source, add a video capture device. And there we go, there's me. And again, it's not the right size. We could center it like that, or again, we could just fit it to screen. So that's how we did just a basic webcam. And then of course you can just switch between scenes, nice and quick. The other thing we can do is we could overlay, say what we did in the worship was that we had the words, the projected words, and then the webcam overlaid on top in the corner, and that's very easy to do. Some of you might be familiar with OpenLP or Song Pro or things like that. So we had on the same computer we had OpenLP running, and so let's say we just make it live. I've currently, which you can't see, I've currently got two monitors, and on the other monitor it's displaying the words. So if we go back to OBS and then create a new scene and call it words plus cam. And in this one I'm going to do a window capture and call it OpenLP. And here it lists all the windows that are running in various programs on your computer. And so we've got two from OpenLP here. One of them is OpenLP display. I'm going to take a guess at that being the right one. There we go. So on my second monitor, which you can't see, but you can now see because it's coming through in OBS, is the words. Again, I'm just going to resize that a bit. Okay. And then we want to add the, in fact, no, it's not the right size because we need the copyright stuff in the corner. In fact, just going to fit to screen. There we go. And now, if we add our webcam on top of that, add existing because we've already added it before. And there we go, but not so big. Still want people to be able to see the words. Okay. And if I go back to OpenLP, have this open on another screen, I can switch between the words, and there we go. You see it. This is what people will be seeing when they're watching the stream. It's really, really easy to do in OBS, just to have multiple sources overlaying on top of each other. Now the final thing I wanted to talk about was audio. So when we started the stream, we just had an image up, a welcome image. We didn't want any audio. We wanted to be able to talk in the room that we were doing the stream without any of the audio coming through. So here we've got the mic permanently muted because the audio setup we were using a microphone plugged into a mini mixer, which was then plugged into the laptop. So we never used the laptop mic at all. So we just had this permanently muted. And then on this source, on this scene, there were no audio sources at all. On the countdown video, the only audio source was a song, which is this song, which is where you can see the audio coming through. And on the webcam, currently this webcam that I set up, there's no audio. But if I was to add an audio input capture. I've got one that's already set up, which is the mixer that I'm currently using. I'm currently speaking to this microphone, which is going into a mixer. I've now added this audio to this source, so people watching this stream would now be hearing the audio coming through here. So I can change from this, which is picking up the microphone, to this, which has no input at all, no audio input at all. So on certain scenes, you might want sound to be coming through, but on other scenes, like if you're playing back a pre-recorded video, you don't want any mics to be working, and that's fine. You can just not add any audio inputs to that particular scene. The other thing that you can do with audio that's really useful, and I recommend that you do it, is to add filters. And I'd say at a basic level, adding the compressor and adding a noise gate will make a big difference if you don't have that somewhere else in your audio chain. So I should have shown what I did there. Right click on filters, and then here click at the bottom and you have various options. So compressor, stereo expander, gain management, polarity, limiter, noise gate, noise suppression, and you can even use external VSTs, but not on the Linux version without some jiggery pokery. Compressor and noise gate, I'd say, are the two key ones to add, and you might need to play around with the thresholds to get the sound working properly and not cutting out all the time. And I think I'll leave it there. I might do another tutorial, another point, if I come across more things, or if there are questions that people ask, if they're asking the same question. But thanks for watching. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions. I will try and answer them if I can. Thank you.